Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. Adidas Adistar 4. Spoiler alert, this was a highly problematic shoe. Stick here. Stick here. Stay tuned and stick with us to find out why. Now, if you're looking for a new running shoe and you don't want a shoe that's highly problematic, you gotta check out the Supwell app. The Supwell app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. And a lot of people will post shoes, not like the Adistar 4, shoes that are good but maybe don't work for them, for highly below MSRP. Yesterday I was talking about the Super Blast 2, and it was so funny because there was a Super Blast 2 for $120. And then somebody commented this morning, I woke up, they said I bought that shoe. So the shoes move quickly. There's great deals like $120 Super Blast. There's great deals like $150 race shoes. And there's also great people who are getting after it daily, being accountable, chasing their goals on the Supwell app. So get in with us and enjoy today's video. Or maybe not enjoy, but I guess be entertained by today's video. Dude. Oh my gosh. Bro. Stove God Cooks. Man. You ever heard the song John Starks? He was just going in. What do you say? If I wrote a book, it would be called To Whip a Bird. Might have a book reading by the stove. Bro, this is the thing about Supwell running. We're like the Griselda of ShoeTube. Man, I'm the Stove God Cooks of ShoeTube. I review the shoes that I want when I want. This ain't no mainstream major label shoes. This is the shoe that the brands don't want you to buy. That's what this is, the Adistar 3 or Adistar 4 now. Every brand has one of these shoes. Every brand in their lineup has a high value shoe that they price low, that they don't push, that they don't send out to all their influencers / employees. And here's the thing, if a brand is writing you checks, anybody who's writing your checks is your boss. That's why I don't take checks from anybody. You know who's my boss? The people. That's where we get our checks. I don't know why I'm talking so much trash today. What time is it? It's only 3 minutes into this video. It's not even dang near 9:30 a.m. It's not even 9. Anyway, Adistar 4. It's highly humid out here today. Yesterday I ran in the Dynablast 5. Let me go grab that real quick. Bang. So this is the shoe in the Asics lineup. That's the high value shoe they don't want you to buy. It's actually a really solid trainer. Reminds me of some of those old school daily trainers like the old Pegasus. It's supposed to be a dupe of the Nova Blast 3, and you can get it for $100. Now, Adistar 4 here is not $100. They actually raised the price on this one from $130 to $140. And let's see, this guy here was the Adistar 3. This was $130. But man, I ran this a few times and I loved it. Max cushion shoe, tons of comfort under here. Really nice version of foam, the Repetitor. They don't have it in any of their other mainstream shoes or any of the other running shoes that anyone would run in. It's a really nice foam. It has a lot of impact absorption, but more bounce than you would expect. So I was a huge fan of this thing, especially at that $130 price point. It felt to me like, boom, that's why I brought this thing out, a budget version of the Nimbus, something that you could just run in for those comfortable miles. You know, it doesn't have as much foam, it doesn't have the width, it doesn't have the crazy rocker, but a poor man's Nimbus or a budget Nimbus, someone who's got to pay down their student loans Nimbus. And also with this colorway here, I was saying this is you got to pay off your student loans colorway. The design was just extremely uninspired in this colorway here, and the upper was very basic, but there's nothing wrong with it. It fit decently, decent padding on the tongue. It's just a really solid shoe, and even more so than the Dynablast. So the Dynablast, I'm probably not going to run it again. It wasn't my favorite with the firmness and everything, but the Adistar, pretty much exactly what I look for in a comfortable daily trainer or a recovery running shoe. Something that's going to be nice and supportive in the back, good cushion in the heel, great for jogging along at some more relaxed paces. Now, another shoe that this reminded me of, bang, the Clifton, right? Where the foam is more about the impact absorption than the bounce, where it's all about the comfort. And this is one of the top selling shoes on the market, Hoka Clifton. And this is $150. The Adistar was $130. So that is the brief of the Adistar. It's designed to be a comfortable, cushioned daily trainer. Adidas does not push it, and that's what I'm saying. There's some of these shoes where they're not in the core performance running lineup. The one that Adidas pushes, that would be the Ultra Boost or the Prima or the Rise. This is the low-key brother to the side that no one, it's the stepchild of the Adidas lineup that no one wants to love, but secretly everybody wants to love. I don't know how that metaphor went. That didn't quite work out. Anyway, let's open the Adistar 4 and take a look. Bada boom, bada bang. Ooh, I like this colorway here right away. This is an improvement with this new colorway. Yeah, I think the biggest changes here are mostly the design. I think this is an upper update for the most part. And yeah, this actually does look really sharp. They also increased the price to $140. I'm just trying to see. It's also the colorway is just so much better, so I think that's just making it look like they've done a lot more than they have. Let me see. It does look like, it looks like potentially the rocker is more aggressive in the front. Are you seeing that there? Right here? You see how it's so curved up in the front versus this one? It's flatter, right? That's not just my imagination. Yeah, I think they have slightly revised this upper, or slightly revised the geometry in the front. It just seems... rock test here. The rock don't lie. Rock test don't lie. Speaking of rock don't lie on ball don't lie, I've been watching the NBA playoffs, and just this happens every year, man. I usually come through in the end of the year, watch the playoffs, watch the finals. It's just hard to follow the full season, but then I remember how much I love basketball. So Mace wants to play basketball this year. I've been thinking maybe we'll start Supwell hoops in the fall and the winter. And I've been looking at the shoes, man. The Hardens just keep catching my eye. I really want to get a pair of those Hardens. They're so clean. And then the Shays as well. The Shays and the new Tyrese shoes, the Halliburtons. I don't think either of those are out, but I got to get myself a pair of those Hardens. And the crazy thing is they're only $100, so we could get it going. We got cash in the bank. This is the thing. The only thing I really spend money on is the shoes. So, and we got money to spend on shoes. Maybe we'll invest in launching the basketball vertical. I've been talking about the music vertical, but I think basketball, that's more aligned because we already do the running shoes. Then maybe we could do the basketball shoes. And I know there's some hobby hoopers out there as well. So all you hobby hoopers out there, let me know. Also, let me know what your top b-ball shoes are because I'm creating a list. I really want to get those Hardens just because of the look, and then the Shays and the Halliburtons. But I think the Hardens are top of the game right now. And, of course, the Devin Bookers. But let me know what your top shoes are. Anyway, back to running shoes. Let's see. And the Hardens are Adidas, too. But let's see the differences here. Yeah, revised upper material. It just looks like a more considered shoe. It looks like it's worth the $10 price increase. And it's not just the colorway. I can tell that the material is slightly different on these uppers here. The one on the left looks like there's, just a slightly different material that looks, I don't even know how to say it other than it just looks nicer. Can you see on the back here, on the new one versus the old one? And it feels nicer too. There's no other way to say it. The upper feels cheap on the Adistar 3. So slightly more attention to detail on the 4. Maybe more padding too. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Nice padding around the back. Let's see. Yeah, another slight revision on the back here. And this is where it does look again like they just tweaked the geometry slightly. Yeah, you can see. So these are both the left shoe here. And it might be hard to see this on camera, but the chunk of foam, that's an easier way to see it. Okay. Hold on. We're going to get the side angle here. Supwell science. Okay, there we go. So these are both size 10.5. From this angle, you can clearly see the stack height might be the same, but they've revised this geometry on the back. And take a look at where these lines are. You can see on the new one, the left one, it's higher up. This first ripple of foam is higher up. You're getting more of the rubber. You can clearly see where the rubber stops right here. And then the other thing is this is slightly smaller, the two ridges. So very minor changes here, but it looks like they've re-sculpted the geometry. The foam is going up higher. The upper is slightly shorter. We can get a measurement here. But that's really the key difference. It is a very minor change. So it looks like they were taking what was already a really solid shoe and just making it even better. Like, look at this geometry from the side. Looks super nice, right? This looks like a $160 or $170 shoe. So this is all about value. I absolutely loved this one. The foam was so good. Same exact repetitor foam here. Yeah, pushing it in. Still giving me that nice solid squish. And then upper, slightly revised. The padding is revised. Everything on this just looks like it's going to make this shoe an absolute banger. It was already a really great value shoe, but $10 more with all those revisions. I'm excited for this thing. Let's put it through the lab. All right, let's throw this bad boy on the scale here. And I know a lot of people out there are going to say, why would you buy the Adistar 4 when the Evo SL is $150? The Evo SL, $150. Here's the thing. Not everyone wants an aggressive speed training shoe. I got to use my relaxed voice, the ASMR voice. Some people just want a nice, comfy cruiser. I mean, look at this geometry, though. I can't get past it. The slight changes they've made to this, I wasn't expecting that. I actually just thought this was an upper update, but with the slight changes they made, this has the potential for greatness right here. It really does. So 274 grams. That's also really light for what this thing is. Let's take a look at that again. This is what I'm saying. It's a baby Nimbus, right? This thing is 318 grams, and we can see how much stack there is in here, but nice and lightweight. Take a look at it against the Clifton. Clifton is 295 grams, so lighter than the Clifton. And let's take a look at it versus the last version. Probably pretty dang similar, right? That was 281. What was this? I already forgot. I was talking too much. 274. Oh, they did lighten it up. Look at that. 7 grams lighter. Let's get a QA check. Adidas is not known for always having great QA. Even on the $500 race shoe, it was wildly inaccurate. All right, right side QA check. Look at that, 273. They said, shut your mouth. Sit down. I think that's the first time that ever happened. It's because I was fighting with the tripod. That was loud, man. Woo! My ears are ringing. Holy cow, that's the loudest thing I've ever heard. Oh my gosh. Oh. All right, let's get a stack check on the left side. Holy cow, that was loud. I think I might have lost some hearing there. Left side of the Adistar 3, the old school. The Adistar 3 jogged, so the Adistar 4 could jog even harder. 39.5 millimeters of stack in the back. The new Adistar 4. I'm going to be severely disappointed if this is somehow worse. I don't know how it would be worse. It's the same awesome foam with a better geometry. Bang, 41.4. Look at that. So slightly higher up because it's new, fresh out of the box. And we take a look on the other side here. Bang, 42.6. So slight differences. Now, what I do want to do, actually, we can throw the Clifton and the Nimbus down here quickly just so you can get some context about where these guys are sitting versus the competition. The thing with the Clifton, not very much bounce at all, but the comfort is supreme. One of the most comfortable shoes on the market. This is Charlie's favorite shoe right now. She's just been loving it. Yeah, very similar to the Adistar right here, 39.5. And then Nimbus, this thing is super max stack, bro. This thing is an absolute tank. And it's not just the height on this, it's the girth. Boom. That's a tall shoe, 42.6. And if we take a look at the girth, by the way, I was measuring the shoe yesterday, and somebody asked me why I was measuring it from the bottom, not the top. When I do these foam measurements from the bottom, it's about the platform. This is not about how much room it's giving you on the upper. When I do the upper measurements, I'm taking it from here. That's how you measure the toe box. But sometimes I want to get a platform measurement like this, which is telling me how wide the shoe is, which roughly translates into how much stability you'll get, or at least how bulky the shoe will feel. So 104 millimeters wide in the Nimbus. Adistar, it's a lot more streamlined. Look at that, only 90 millimeters wide. Looks like the same on the 3. Yeah, look at that, exactly the same on the 3. But where I think the differences are coming in is up here. Let me see where it's hard to tell where the point is. I don't even know if it's going to be the stack. We can try, though. We can try to get a stack difference here. Let's see. I'll take it at the point where the rocker is curving up in the front. 26 millimeters a stack. And then in the new one, maybe slightly more foam up here in the forefoot. Yeah, it looks like you get slightly more foam right underneath the forefoot before it tapers up, but it really is just the curve, and I'm not sure if you're able to quite see this on camera. I hope you are. Let's see if we can go like this. That might be another good... Yes, okay, that's the perfect way for you to see it. You can see it's not a mirror image of each other. When I take the Adistar 4 and put it like this, look, it's a mirror image, but the Adistar 3, you can clearly see now how much lower this is to the ground. So they've just taken that front, the toe spring, and angled it up more aggressively, which should give us a better toe off. Maybe make this more capable of faster running and some strides. So I'm really excited to get this thing on foot. I don't think I've been this excited for a $140 daily trainer in a long time, but gosh dang, Adidas does not miss. He said, if I become an author, my book is going to be called To Whip a Bird. That's the actual line. Well, he said my stuff. Anyway, lacing up the Adistar format. I'm doing this video interval style. You can't tell, but after every section here, I'm running back inside because it's just so gosh dang buggy out here. Holy cow. I'm stepping into the Adistar. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm getting destroyed by mosquitoes. It's like I'm 10 seconds out here and I have 10 bugs on me. It's crazy. But yeah, this is actually tighter than I remember it being. This is definitely on the narrower, snugger side. Let's see. It actually has enough length, but I think what they've done, because I don't remember the Adistar 3 feeling this tight. Let me actually go grab it quickly, which is going to give myself a higher chance of getting some sort of mosquito-borne illness like malaria, but hold on. Yeah, the new geometry is nice, but I feel like I'm right up at the front. I'm not even going to lace this thing up because I'm getting murked. Yeah, I have way more room in the Adistar 3, so it seems like what they've done with the curve up at the front has also shortened the toe box a touch. Let's see. Yeah, overall snugger fit on the new one. Man, Adidas is so weird with their sizing. They might be the worst offender of all the brands when it comes to this. I would definitely go half a size up in this thing. This puppy is snug for sure, especially compared to the old ones. Maybe it'll stretch out. I also just feel, it's not even the length too. I feel like in the midfoot and everything, this is a really snug feeling shoe. I already got the white laces dirty. I didn't even talk about the colorway, by the way. This is fresh and clean. I love the white with the red. All right, walk test here. So this is super odd. Let me see if I can get this on camera. But the left side is soft and squishy, and the right side and the back is hard. Look at this. Can you see that? I'm squishing down the left, especially the lateral side or the outside is squishing, and then on the right, it just doesn't feel like it's squishing as much. I have never felt that in a shoe. It honestly feels like there's two different foams in here. That's crazy. So maybe there's going to be some variation in these foams. But other than that, it's comfortable. We'll see if that translates to the ride at all. Maybe it's just a quirk of me lacing it up here. But I mean, I have them laced up the same amount of tightness. I got to say, not super impressed with the step-in feel. And putting it on with the upper and everything definitely feels like a budget shoe. But hopefully the ride is as good as the last one, because the midsole in that one was awesome. It's just, yeah, that is so weird. It's like a Saucony ride on the right side and then a 1080 on the left side. I mean, just look at this. So I can twist my ankle this way on the left to get that compression. You see how I can roll like that? And then on the right, not as much. It just feels way firmer in the midfoot. I'm not able to roll it and everything. So that is super odd. And let's see. Yeah, to the touch too. Look at this. Way firmer on this one. Can you see that? I don't know if you're able to see it, but really odd. Anyway, plan for this morning, not get malaria. My legs are just chewed up. Holy cow, let's get the heck out of here. Let's go. I hate bugs. I had to come back inside to get the GoPro. Now I really have to muster up the courage to go back out there. Oh my gosh. Dude, my legs are destroyed. I'm gonna need to take a oatmeal bath after this. Name another shoe tuber putting their life on the line for these miles. You can't. Alright, let's do this thing. We're just gonna get out of here. Just run. Just run. Just run. Ah. Oh, what a beautiful day. Man, this might be one of the smallest 10.5s I've ever laced up. This is tight. I am jammed up against the front in these. Adidas' sizing is just so off. I gotta say, I'm disappointed. It's not bad, but the sizing, super off. It's really small. And then the foam difference, I can feel it. The right side is firmer. But the ride is not bad at all. The rocker is nice, good toe off, comfortable. Feels like a solid workhorse. Better than the Dynablast yesterday. But the sizing on these is just gonna kill me. So some of the problems aside, this is a really good shoe, man. Especially the left one with the additional softness, which is how it should be. The bounce is great, the comfort is great. Super smooth ride with a nice snap off the front from the toe off. This is not just a slow recovery shoe. Surprisingly nimble and quick underfoot. So yeah, so far I'm a fan of this one again. It's just some of those minor issues. I don't even know if you call them minor, but the fit and production issues. Mile 1, 8:04. Yeah, I'm just super disappointed because, man, this has the potential to be great. Just the QA issues, they're just inexcusable. Literally feels like I'm running in two different shoes, a different pair of shoes on each foot. The left one is soft and squishy. The right one is firmer. It's crazy. I've never experienced anything like it. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna run 10 miles in this. It's such a big difference. It is so much softer on the left. It's crazy.
It's just sad because it is a good shoe. I just got a bad pair. I'm disappointed. Still getting chills when I think about how loud the stack check accident was. The community is going to be reeling over that one for quite some time. It's not something that just goes away. It sticks with you every waking hour of the day. This is so weird, man. It feels like on the left side, I'm running in a Vomero. On the right side, I'm running in the Pegasus. That's the difference. It's crazy. Adidas has got to have the worst QA in the game. Man, terrible. The $500 race shoe has something like a 10% difference in the weight on one side to the other. And now this. What the heck? The whole point of having scale, being big, is that stuff like this doesn't happen. They're getting lazy and sloppy. See Adidas Adistar 4. Just trash out of here. This is the type of shoe that makes me angry, man. It's because you're trying to sell it to consumers. And this is why I always say when I'm reviewing a shoe I don't like, or I don't think the ride is the greatest, like the Triumph, I'll say it's not a bad shoe. Because for the most part, there are very few bad shoes. This is a bad shoe. This is a bad shoe. The ride of it isn't bad. Matter of fact, the ride of it is better than the Triumph, but the quality issues make it a bad shoe. Just yelling about bad shoes. Sorry, neighbors. I think I've run in over 200 pairs of shoes at this point, or close to it. I've never experienced this severe of a discrepancy in feel and quality. And it's not like one of the rides is superior to the other, that the firmness is better or worse. It's just they're two different shoes. It's mind-boggling. I almost want to go back and change so I don't get injured, but on a time crunch. We'll just ride it out. Also, how are you gonna mess up standard EVA? That's embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. Standard EVA has been around for 50 years. You know, mess up standard EVA. If this was a new supercritical TPE blend that's been triple oxidized and gone through anaerobic fermentation, I would understand, but no. Some standard EVA, brother. Embarrassing. This is unrunnable. This is seriously unrunnable. I really don't want to go back and change, but I might have to. Mile 4, 8:16 pace. I think I'm just gonna struggle through. I don't really feel like going back. Too many quality issues from Adidas, man. With these ones, the fit, terrible. The different softness of the foam, worst quality issue I've ever had. On the Evo SL, those ones are wildly different when it comes to the weight from the left and the right. There have also been people who've gotten two different sizes, and the smaller size has been heavier than the bigger size with the Evo SL. And then the Adios Pro 4, I think there's some variation with the foam in those too, because some people really feel the rods, and one of my pairs I did not like at all. So that's another issue. And then the $500 issue, the weight was super off too. So they're just all over the place, man. Bad job, Adidas. And then they have Sassy Simon on Reddit just sassing everybody. Man, that's probably why this was lighter. I'm just realizing that these were lighter than the last version because they fit half a size smaller. Because there's actually more foam. Remember, there's more foam under the forefoot. Gosh, these are just a mess. That was mile 5, by the way. My toes are getting slaughtered in here too. Man, I'm wondering if I got these in the wrong size. I'm gonna stop to check. No, US 10.5. What the heck? These are literally the smallest shoes I've ever worn in 10.5. It's crazy. I'm gonna finish it out. We finish what we start. We finish what we start. DQ. This is why I'll never run a 100-mile ultra. Because I'll die before I quit. Might need to get some of my toes amputated after this one. No, the real reason I'm not changing out of these, I'm super tired. And I know if I stop, it's gonna be hard to get going again. So just keep that momentum and finish it out in these. I'm gonna call these the United States Congress Force. Soft on the left, stupid hard on the right, and they go together terribly. Supwell hoops. I'm balling with my troops. I've been grinding for like 3 years straight on these loops. If you pass me the ball, alley-oops. I don't ever fall. You won't hear me say whoops. I got a Garmin now. These boys still rocking whoops. I'm running in the street. You still sitting on the stoops. Man, even the freestyle, couldn't get my mind off of how bad these are. This is a chore to run in. It's like I have to heel strike on the left and a forefoot strike on the right because they feel so different. The Whoop band is the biggest scam ever created. You got people out here spending $200 and then they immediately feel healthy. The Whoop band won't make you healthy, bro. This is like torture, man. All the trash cans are open because Waste Pro came out here, so I'm just inhaling pungent trash juice. It's acrid. Name another shoe tuber giving out vocabulary lessons. Pungent and acrid air. Oh my goodness, it's hot. I'm starting my runs way too late this summer. Watching this Thunder Pacer series reminds me how much I love basketball, man. Basketball is my first love. Also, such a good series. It might be the best sports event I've seen, at least in recent memory, because both teams, there's no gimmicks, playing hard. I know people call Shea a free throw merchant, but he's not getting to the line that much. He's just getting to his spot and pulling up with the silky smooth jumper. Just automatic. And then the Pacers, well, on both sides really, it's just hustle the entire game. Both teams are flying around. Awesome ball movement. Just so fun to watch. Just two well-oiled machines attacking. There's no ISO ball. Very few selfish threes. It's just good team basketball, man. I love it. Some Supwell certified ball right there. Also, Siakam, TJ McConnell. That's got to be the grindiest 1-2 punch in NBA history right there. Just two dogs. Again, I love it. That's the type of basketball I love to see. Just diving for loose balls, fast transition. It's like every guy on the pace is just so hungry. Obi Toppin flying down the floor. They're probably going to lose the series, but you know, OKC is working just as hard. Just two teams grinding. You love to see it. Also, watching game 4, it was wild to see the Pacers full court pressing for pretty much the entire game. They were picking up the ball in the inbound, not before even the inbound, getting steals off the inbound, off a made basket. And they have some talented players, of course. You're not going to make it to the finals without it, but it's almost like every player on their team is a 7 out of 10 for raw talent, but a 9 out of 10 for hustle. They just willed themselves to the finals. Shoot's so bad, it's got me breaking down finals game tape like I'm Chris Paul. Gosh dang.
Woo! That was a tough one, man. 85 degrees American with some marinated trash juice in the air and the worst shoes of 2025. As far as relaxed morning miles go, it does not get any worse than that. I was also feeling it from the long run Sunday. But yeah, this is a truly bad shoe. I always say, or I often say when I'm reviewing a shoe that is not my favorite, that this is not a bad shoe. Triumph, for example. Glycerin 22. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Rebel. None of those are bad shoes. They're shoes that I don't like. They're not enjoyable. This is a bad shoe. Look at this. Do you see this? Look at me pushing this in. Look at me pushing this in. Look at that difference. Same amount of force. This is the left side. This is what I'm saying. Completely collapses in on itself. Right side, I'm pushing as hard as I can. It's barely budging. Collapsing. Look, I can get this part here, this white part, and it's foggy. It's really humid out here. It's so humid. But look at this. Right side completely collapses in on itself. Or sorry, left side does. Right side, I can't even get those things to touch. Look, same amount of force. I cannot get this red rubber. That's as far as I can go, and I'm using all my strength. Versus this one, boom, I can completely fold it in. So that's what I'm saying, man. This is just, it's so much softer on this side. It's crazy. I have never, in my 200 shoes that I've reviewed, experienced anything like this. And it makes for a super awkward ride. Where on the left side, I'm just chugging along, getting some nice protection and cushion on this. And then on the right side, it's like a brick. That variation is crazy. So bad job, Adidas. This is officially the title of the worst shoe. It stole it from the Triumph. Yeah, this is what it means to be a terrible shoe, because this is the type of shoe that could cause an injury. This could really hurt somebody with having the variation. And it's likely that I just got a bad pair, but man, Adidas has just had way too many of these issues recently. They've got to clean it up. I mean, look at this too. Look how much taller the Adistar 3 is. Look how much farther off the ground. It's like I get a half an inch more in the Adistar 3. So overall, this is just a terrible shoe. That's where it belongs, right there. Shoe so bad, it got me walking barefoot to the breakdown.
That's one of the best lines of the 2020s right there. Potato on the barrel, large fry, 3.14. Boy, let's really talk pie. Stove God Cooks, man, he's back in the rotation for me. And he's gonna be on the Clips album too. Banger. But man, Adidas Adistar 4, if you wanted to design a shoe to injure somebody, this would be it. Bada boom, bada bang, bada bust your Achilles. Gosh dang. This is a terrible shoe. And it's sad because, man, I was setting this up to be a banger. I was super excited about it. It's like a nice fast break down the court, right? Pushing the ball, throwing it for the alley-oop. And then it's just, you know, one of those 7-footers who will catch it and they'll just clank it off the backboard. That's what this thing is, just bam, brick. The thing is, it's not a terrible brick. It's actually a really good shoe. I just got a horrible QA pair. The left side is so much softer than the right side. But they also did some small things to mess it up too, like the sizing. Again, a great way to injure somebody, right? Let's just make this shoe a half an inch shorter than the last version. So weird. And Adidas has just struggled with this issue again and again and again with the QA. I was out there listing all the QA problems they've had this year. I'll do it again because I know everyone skips to the end. Not everybody, but a lot of people skip to the end. So this shoe, what are the QA issues? Well, it fits a good half an inch to a 3/4 of an inch shorter than the last version. The left side is maybe even 7% softer than the right side. I mean, look at this versus this thing. Oh, especially on the back. This thing is just so much firmer. Craziness. And then, what is it? The Adios Pro 4, the rod feel in that. The Evo Pro, the $500 race shoe, there is a 10% weight difference. Evo SL, same thing. So Adidas up and down the lineup, from the cheapest shoes to the most expensive shoes, they've just been all over the place. But I don't want to just completely bury this shoe because I do think a lot of people will like it. And it's hard because I can only review the pair that I have. And with this pair, I can't say what I was expecting to say, which is this is one of the best value shoes out there. This is an alternative to all the other shoes which are super expensive. This is giving you a lot of stack, a lot of comfort, and a good ride for the price. That's what I said about the last one, but because they've made the changes to this, which have just completely ruined it, and my pair is just all over the place, I can't say that. So what I can say is you're gonna have to avoid this. This is not a shoe I can recommend. It had the potential to be one of the best value shoes, but instead this is the worst shoe of 2025. The QA is terrible. The fit is bad. It's just all around a disappointing shoe, man. I don't know how, I just don't know how they were able to mess it up so much. How could you? It's crazy. I wish you all could feel this, just the softness difference on both of the sides. I literally felt like on the left side, I was landing and this foam was compressing all the way down. And then on the right side, it wasn't compressing at all. So I had to land with two different styles on the right and the left. So not good. Let me try to answer those 3 questions I always answer on these first run reviews, just to do my due diligence here. So first, how is this compared to its intended purpose? Now, at its best, this would be a solid daily trainer. And there were some elements to it, right? Like on this left side with the appropriate softness, how it's supposed to be with the rocker, where this is a decent ride. It's a nice ride. Again, the fit is messed up, so that's another thing that's gonna make it worse, and it wasn't comfortable because of that. But if I had this in half a size up, and I would highly recommend getting a half a size up if you are gonna get it. If I had it in a half a size up and both of the foams were the same softness or same firmness, this would feel like a really solid daily trainer. Right in that Goldilocks. This is the thing, right? Should I even, now the crows are coming, but should I even do the full review with the analysis and the questions and everything? Or should I just end it? I'm going to do the full review because, yeah, I'm just going to do it, I think. I think that's the right thing to do, right? I ended up running the full 10 miles. Please don't buy this shoe. But if you do try it on and you're able to get a pair with the appropriate softness level on each side, it's gonna be a solid ride in the softer side of Goldilocks. really good comfort. And what I loved about the Adistar 3 was that it was the perfect amount of squish. That was basically the perfect afternoon double shoe, the perfect recovery run shoe. And if you're starting to build out a rotation, this is what I was hoping to say about this shoe, because I said it about the Adistar 3. But if you're starting to build out a rotation, this is the perfect shoe to bring in as that relaxed smile shoe, as that recovery shoe. The foam does stand up well to an hour plus, 90 minutes out there. It's not going to bottom out. It doesn't get too mushy, squishy. It's just overall a solid ride. That's what I was hoping to say about it, and that's what I could say about the left side. But with the right side, it was brickish and it was awkward and uncomfortable, so I can't say that. Number 2, how does it compare to everything else on the market? Now, they did raise the price $10, and I really thought all they did to this was change the colorways and put a revised upper. That's not true. They did change the geometry. They changed the toe spring. At the front, it's overall a new shoe, and it actually looks great. I love the look of this thing. It's just a classic looking shoe. It has that Max Cushion Gang feel in the back, and compared to the other shoes on the market, $130 or $140 with the additional price, it's still undercutting the market, right? Because the Brooks Ghost went up to $150, but versus the other shoes, it's solid. It's not a super max stack shoe. It's not giving me more at its best, right? I'm trying to ignore the terrible QA. But at its best, this could be a solid alternative. And at its best, like it was in the Adistar 3, and like it was if you get a pair of these that is not completely messed up, this is going to be a shoe that just gets the job done. Not the most exciting, but the comfort in the foam at its best, when it's not completely messed up, is there. Now, at its worst, this is just a complete mess, and I'm trying to do a good job as a reviewer here to review it as how most people are likely going to experience this shoe, because in my pair, this is by far the worst shoe I've ever run in. But if they were both QA'd appropriately and properly, and hopefully this isn't an issue with all of them, but this is borderline to the point where Adidas should do a recall. Do they do that with shoes? I know they do that with other consumer products, but if there were ever a time to issue a recall, it would be right now on the Adistar 4, because this is historically bad with how much I had to modify my stride on the both sides, and just I'm beating a dead Adidas here. But yeah, versus the shoes in the category, it can compete with them at its best. I would just recommend, if you're interested in this shoe, getting the Adistar 3. I think you can still find some of those on sale. Really solid, softer Max Cushion shoe. Or, question number 3, how this compares to everything else on the market. The one that I would recommend over this, which is at the same exact price point, which was put together extremely well, is the Skechers Aero Burst. $140 Max Cushion shoe. This is a lot lighter, and that's the nice thing about this repetitor foam. When it's done appropriately, it's light, soft, good bounce, and you don't have to put a lot of it to get a lot out of it, versus something like the Aero Burst. That was an awesome foam, but it was super heavy. That was 340 grams. This is 60 grams lighter. So a much lighter shoe, more capable of throwing down strides, picking up the pace at its best. But in this version, I just cannot recommend it. So I think with that, we'll have to close it out there. Please don't buy this shoe. Adidas, I really don't know what you're doing with the QA. This is a terrible embarrassment. You're one of the biggest running shoe brands out there. The reason that you have so much scale and size is because you were supposed to be the reliable brand, right? That's not always what happens, though. But the thing is, for the smaller brands, I can forgive some of the QA issues. I can forgive some of these minor inconsistencies. But for the big brands, we can't. That's what we're supposed to be paying for with these big brands. The 3 stripes are supposed to mean something, but right now, all this means to me is I don't know what I'm getting, and the quality is going to be of a dubious level. So Adistar 3, Supwell hoops, coming 2026. I was gonna shoot it into the trash can there, but there's a woman coming. It's also dark, huh? All right, let me see. I couldn't bring myself to actually throw it in the trash. I mean, what am I even supposed to say when a shoe is this bad, right? What can I say that's useful? Trying to do the best I can. Is it even worthy of analysis? These are the questions that go through my head sometimes. But if I'm going to say something is the worst shoe of 2025, I need to back it up. Yeah, I don't know how they could let these shoes leave the factory like this. Should be illegal. It's malpractice. They're fresh though. Look at that. Another fresh pair of shoes, especially with the mileage shirt. Bang. I could use it as a lifestyle shoe, I guess. Barefoot. Because then I'll have room. I won't be getting my toes crushed. Yeah, Adistar 4. Terrible job, Adidas. Wow.